Now I'm recording.
Okay. Okay, so we grow up in a society full of kids who like to be grown, run the streets, and think they're on the same level as adults. We as kids do not know that concept of been there, done that, because we're so focused on following behind other people. We think we started something new when everyone knows we're just a chain of paper clips waiting to get sucked up by a magnet. Only the wise repel. I, however, was one of those paper clips. Reasoning and excuse making was how my mindset operated. I had to justify the means. I knew I was wrong, but if I didn't get caught, I was somehow still innocent. One phrase a counselor once told me was, "You're not innocent until proven guilty, you're guilty until proven innocent." For a long time, I had no idea what that meant until I sat in the kitchen and thought about it. The reality of everything and what it all comes down to is this society does not care. And when I stopped using my past as an excuse, hoping someone will feel a drop of sympathy is when I understand the subliminal messages behind life's regularities. I started out as a freshman thinking I knew what I was talking about. All that came out of my mouth was, "They can't do this and they can't do that." And once I was through whining, the realization smacked me so hard I had a headache. They can. I thought getting in trouble was the way to get my point across, and that was not the way of going about it at all. Some kids in my predicament didn't even show up for school, and with the attitude I had, it was almost like I didn't show up either. I always seemed as if I never got a fair chance to have the normal high school experience, but what I wanted at the time was for someone to look me in the eyes and say, "Poor Adrienne," when this entire time I had a choice. I mean, I could.
Don't keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So one quote I really admire and keeps me optimistic is by Theodore Roosevelt. He quotes, "Do what you can with what you have where you are. Speak softly and carry a big stick. You will go far. Believe you can and you're halfway there." My interpretation of this quote is you can definitely survive using your resources because there's always someone who has it 10 times worse than you do. You do not have to be bold to get through to people. As long as you go about things the correct way while being assertive, you can jump that extra mile as opposed to people who try and cut corners. My advice to upcoming freshmen is take school one day at a time. Do not try and climb a cliff to overlook the school year when it's too far to look over. Each decision you make will always have a consequence, good or bad. Keep your mentality out of focus. Don't let anyone influence your thinking because temptation is always triggered by a push thought. Whatever impulsive decisions you make will affect you in the long run. You do not have to ask Jesus to save you once you're caught up, but you can definitely ask Jesus to help prevent you from getting caught up. One thing I have to remember is that it's always our choice. Again, excuses are always reasons for justifying the means. Without facts, they don't want to listen. Who is they that I'm referring to? Well, my they are teachers, adults, and authority I come in contact with on a daily basis. I remember one thing that was very helpful to me when I had a peer question me when I was about to walk out of the doors of Mount Vernon High School. I questioned why they were being nosy and would not mind their business to save their lives. When they asked me why I was leaving, I answered by saying, "Why do you care?" And they said it doesn't matter if I care or not. The question is, do you care? At that moment, I was immediately frustrated because I was sick and tired of everyone leaving me these crazy indirect messages. My theory was, if you're not going to tell me something inspirational, at least finish it. Then, of course, like I always do, I thought about it later. I realized that people do that so I can have something to think about. That is a good question. Do I care? I never asked myself that question. When I say I just came to school just to come, I literally just came to school just to come. I had no real reason, so I didn't know why I showed up. I had no intentions of learning, no intentions of trying, and no intentions of getting good grades. It was mysterious and unpredictable. My version of taking one day at a time was, I wonder what I'm walking into today. I don't want to sound contradicting by saying I had a complete 360 when I still have a ton of problems overwhelming me from time to time. All I'm saying is janitors put the caption "What floor" signs out for a reason to prevent people from slipping. In fact, I just got out of a situation where I felt as if I was buried beneath the snow and could not see a soul. All of my days were cloudy days because I did not give up. I slowly rose to the top by finding a hard spot to maneuver up on. I kept digging even though my hands were numb. This is called determination. That's something I've always had being in school, especially when decisions were made for me that were out of my control. When teachers called it arguing, I called it advocating. Determination is the best motivation to have. You are allowed to be respectful and set boundaries in a respectful manner. Do not go about your days trying to be superior and trying to blend in, because if people do not accept you for who you are, then it is not worth it. 9 times out of 10, you spend more energy trying to change who you are than who you are, and it's not worth it. No, who you are, than searching for the right friends too by being a little patient. Think about it. Who has the time and energy to keep switching on and off like a light switch every day? Fake at school, real at home. If that's the case, you might as well be a Sour Patch Kid. You can be disrespectful for attention at school and a sweet little angel at home. At the end of the day, who's getting affected by this? And this is what a lot of kids don't realize. When you think you are hurting the other person, you are really only hurting yourself because you are the one suffering. When you take the right path, you will find yourself smiling across the stage with a diploma in your hand instead of a detention slip.